Hey, it's your girl K Renee, and I'm here live with you in the basement. This is my wonderful studio, and my topic today is you stink. And the reason I named it You Stink is because there's times where, as a woman or even a male, tend to go around and, it's not just the simple fact of maybe having something stuck in our teeth because we just had lunch, or, it's something in our eyes and no one tends to tell you, or something's hanging out of your nose and no one wants to tell you. But it's about having good hygiene and body odor and being around people who are honest enough, especially if they're your friends, to let you know that they can smell you. If you can smell yourself, then anybody else around you can smell you as well. And so that tends to be a problem. As far as when it comes to women, I never knew how women could be so dirty until I worked in a building where there are multiple floors. And of course, we have public bathrooms. And to walk into our bathroom at times and see just pee still on the toilets and the liners on the floor, sanitary pads, wrappings, and just a mess. It would make me really scared and cringe to think about going into some of these women's homes, because I really don't know how they live. And of course, you can't pinpoint who left the mess. So it just makes me skeptical of all women. I have OCD, even with my 2-year-old child. I still have OCD. I still clean up. I still vacuum. I still just do what I need to do, because I don't want it to be a situation where he finds something, he picks something up, he's playing on the floor. I just like to keep my house clean, wiped down, smelling good. And that's how you should want to treat your body. You should want to have good hygiene. Now, as for women, some things that we need to learn how to do for ourselves. One, wearing loose fit clothing. Nothing so tight that where your region of your vaginal region can't breathe and it's getting sweaty, and then it starts developing bacteria and infections, and then you have to go to the doctors. And who wants to have a conversation with their doctor, especially you don't want to be doing that every couple of weeks and having to go get a new prescription or them sending one in for you. Something's wrong. So try to keep your clothes loose and breathable. Panties is another thing, because certain panties are lined with silk and not cotton. And sometimes those can irritate the vaginal area and cause more sweating and moisture. Another thing, change your washcloths and towels. Don't use the same washcloth for your face as you would for your private areas. You want to switch it up. You definitely want to make sure you have a different washcloth for that regional area. And you want to maybe get one every 3 days to change it up. Another thing that you want to make sure you are using is the right product for your body. Can't always use the scented soaps, the gels. Make sure something is that you wash your body with is mild. It agrees with you. It also doesn't cause rashes, itching, burning, etc. Another thing that we have to remember as a woman is, as far as within our monthly, we want to make sure that we are changing those soiled pads and tampons on a regular basis, not letting it linger on us too long. It's just retracting everything back to us. And that also helps to grow bad bacteria. Again, I just want to point out, if you can smell you, we can smell you too. Another thing that is very important is the type of deodorants, not deodorants, but, well, I will say deodorants too. Deodorants that you're using, detergents that you're using. That's another thing you have to be very mindful of. If you have very sensitive skin, then you definitely want to make sure that you're using the right product to not cause any irritant or irritations to you, especially in your very sensitive areas. What is very important is that the food that we tend to put into our bodies, our diet, our regular diet, fatty, greasy, a lot of red meat, things that don't get broken down as easy to digest, and it lingers in our system and it comes out of our pores. And again, it gives off a scent to where people smell you. You could have bathed, you washed up, whatever it is you did. You feel as though that you're clean, and yes, maybe you are, but again, something else may not be right. You may have a chemical imbalance, and it may be a little bit more of a deep-rooted problem, and it needs to be checked out. Another thing is that we want to be mindful of as women is that after intercourse, making sure that not only do you wash before you get down and do your thing, but you want to make sure that you wash afterwards, because of body fluids that resonate and just build and linger and sit, then that can also have a problem as well, as far as the BO that might come off from your system. Men, I'm not going to leave you out of this conversation because I think it's just as important as I'm going to rag on my women. But men, it's another thing with you. Men tend to not keep up with things that they should be doing, especially when it comes to different appointments, especially like the dentist. The dentist. Okay, a lot of people don't want to go to the dentist. A lot of people are very scared of the dentist. They don't want to hear the bad news. If you got cavities, you need a root canal, you need a cap, you need a tooth pulled or several. But again, our teeth have been with us for years. So as we get older, they get older too. And these are just regular appointments that we need to make for ourselves. So make sure you're keeping up with your teeth. Because breath is very important, especially if you're trying to talk to women and maybe find a new date, a new boo for the winter cuffing season, you know. So, you know, she don't want to be like, whoa, and then be drafted back because you start talking and then all she smells is odor, which could have developed in the halitosis and you don't even know you got it. You just eat a whole 20 pack of gum, you know, sticks of gum all day and trying to kill it. That's not going to work. So make sure you keep up with your appointments. Also, your socks, if they're dingy, dirty, they used to be white, they are no longer white, and they look grayish and black and just two colors mixed together, get rid of them. There's no need of you holding on to them. Don't be so cheap. You know, spend a couple of dollars, get you a new pack of socks, okay? Make sure also when you are shopping for socks, check your underwear too and your t-shirts. Make sure they don't have, you know, like the little yellow stains underneath for, you know, from the sweat and you're still trying to rock it, that it's clean. You might have washed it, but that thing is new. It's like a new dusting rag now. You should just cut it up and, you know, just chuck it up as a loss. Another thing is that you need to make sure that you're not dousing yourself in body cologne, trying to mask up an odor. We don't want to basically know that you was just in an elevator and we smell you still lingering. Some of your cologne is just not good, and some of your cologne don't work with your body odor, your natural scent. So try on a couple of things, but when you use the cologne, men, don't just drown yourself in it. That's not good. Women don't want to smell that, okay? So sometimes some of us women that have very sensitive noses, it just basically starts to make it burn and we're very uncomfortable. I've never been in that situation, but I do know when certain men have walked through or they were on the elevator, especially, the little microphone fell down. They were on the elevator and already know who it was. And then underneath that cologne, there's a funk that's perfusing and coming out of your system. So we can smell that too. And shaving, keeping a nice close cut, a good blade. Make sure that if you are growing your beard in, it's properly groomed. And another thing, I know a lot of men tend to grow their beards in during winter because it's colder, and so it keeps their face a little warmer. Other than that, make sure you get a good blade. And then if you don't want the beard or you know, prefer a bald head as well, then make sure that you hit all the right spots and it's even and it's not like a scruff fill afterwards. And if you don't know how to master that, always go to the barber shop where a professional can help you do so. So listen, I'm K Renee. Hopefully you subscribe to my YouTube page. It's a K Renee Show on YouTube. And my website is KReneeShow.com. wixsite.com/K Show. And you can also follow me on Instagram at _K Show and Facebook at Kelly Renee. Hopefully you enjoyed this little episode of Hygiene. You stink. Get it together. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. And I will talk to you all soon. Until then, this is the K Show. Make sure that you keep up with what I'm doing and stay tuned for the next one. Bye.